What is up, Bucs Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Loose Cannons Podcast. I'm your boy Sammer, hanging out with Stank, and we have a not-so-special guest on this fabulous fucking the Saints week. We've got this guy who just discovered Wi-Fi. They just got electricity a couple months ago. Now they got Wi-Fi down in the bayou. A guy I like to call Ho No. Welcome to the Loose Cannons Podcast, bro.
Don't welcome me to this stupid-ass podcast. Y'all brought me on this show to treat me like a dog, and then you expect me to smile. Well, let me tell you something about this dog. This dog barks back, okay?
Anyway, Jono, we brought you in here because, obviously, it's Bucs versus Saints. Yeah. It's extremely heated rivalry where you guys are. We obviously don't give too much about it.
Yeah, we don't care about this.
It's not a big deal here. And we got to know, man. We got to know what is going on with this whole Jameis Winston shit. Are you still a Jameis Winston stan?
Well, first of all, it's not a rivalry. You guys are not our rivals. I really need y'all to understand that.
And
Second of
all of my tweets, but go ahead.
Second of all, yes, I am a Jameis stan. I am a Jameis believer. Now, don't get that confused with me being a Dennis Allen stan or a Pete Carmichael stan. But I do believe in Jameis, and I do believe that they say the NFL is scripted, right? Well, this is the perfect script for Jameis to come in on a team that ruined his career and finally get his comeuppance, and he will this Sunday.
Wait. We ruined his career?
Yeah, when y'all deliberately tackled him and broke his Achilles heel. Or ACL.
His Achilles heel is ACL.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But didn't he already play us? Why is this the revenge game? That's what I don't understand. How many times you get a chance at a revenge game?
Well, because the second game, which was last year, he was clearly not healthy still from the lingering effects of the previous season when he was in the midst of busting y'all team's ass and y'all had to injure him, thinking that y'all were still going to win, and then Trevor Siemian came in and lit you guys up with Kevin White as our number one wide receiver. That was a good day.
We played him in the second week last season when he was very healthy, actually.
No, he was not healthy. He wasn't.
He wasn't healthy at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, his back was already screwed up.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Make no mistake.
Listen, Jono, listen.
Very much injury prone-ish right now at this part of his career. I can acknowledge that. But I do know that this Sunday is going to be like a script out of Disney. It's going to be beautiful.
Really?
I can't wait.
You know how many times he's had chances to have this script, right? We've been in your shoes. We know what this feels like. We know what you're doing right now. I know it sounds great, and it makes you feel good inside, but it never feels good afterwards. Like, I hope you have a bidet down there because you're going to need it after this Sunday.
Jono, you do know Samurai Ali wrote the lyrics to A Whole New World, bro. We know all about Disney scripts here. And people in Tampa, there's still a big faction of tampons that love Jameis. And they think exactly the same way as you do, and they leave disappointed every single time.
Well, I guess Samurai is going to take us on a magic carpet ride with Jameis this Sunday because it's going to be a beautiful thing. Now, look, don't get it confused. Y'all act like I just came on here and say, oh, Jameis is a top 15 quarterback or that Jameis is going to lead us to the Super Bowl. No, I'm talking about strictly this Sunday. And by the way, Derek Carr has still not been ruled out yet, so let's not act like Derek Carr might not make some Willis Reed type heroic comeback or whatnot. But this Sunday, I've seen the script. Like, I can just tell when things are coming manifesting, if you want to call it that. And this is going to be Jameis's beautiful swan song to shut the hell up of your fan base. And even if your fan base still has those ones who still believe in Jameis, then you know what that's called? Smart Bucs fans, which is a rarity. It's like seeing big.
John, listen, I want to tell you one thing before I move on to the next topic. Jameis Winston's first ever win was against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Just want you to know that.
Yeah.
There was a game-winning touchdown involved there. A beautiful throw, actually, to Vincent Jackson. Rest in peace. Anyway, since this is the Bucs podcast, I don't give too much about your thoughts about this whole Jameis nonsense. We've gone through that song and dance. But I am curious what Stank's energy is thinking here. Stank, we're going to this game. Bucs injuries across the board on the secondary.
Yeah, we're injured.
Got Vita Vea nursing an injury. Devin White's got an injury. Yep. What are we feeling here, man? I'm not like you. I'm very optimistic, but I know how you function, so I want to let you get the little dick energy off first, and then I'll kind of bring you back down to earth with more context and perspective.
We're coming in banged up, but make no mistake, we hate the New Orleans Saints, and not just we. Everybody in that locker room hates the Saints. And don't think I didn't read between the lines, Alvin Kamara, when you were talking about, oh, yeah, we talked about it, me and Mike Thomas and Marshawn. Yeah, y'all trying to put a hit out on my boy Mike, and it's going to be bad for you guys. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be bad for you. Remember, Baker isn't Tom Brady. He's not scared, bro. He's going to go after Lattimore. Mike's always open. I don't know if you knew that, Jono. Always. He's always open. And even though Lattimore holds every single play and plays dirty and then gets his ass beat on the field by Mike each and every game, this is going to be different. Baker doesn't like Lattimore either. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, the injuries in the secondary are more people probably be concerned with. But as John will probably tell you and agree with us here, the Saints offense isn't really doing that much. I mean, even before Carr got hurt, what'd you guys do against the Tennessee Titans? You guys had, 16 points? Against the defense, it's not. I get it. No, you won. I give you guys the credit. You're 2-1, but your offense is clearly struggling, regardless of Olave being out there, and you got Rashid and you got Kamara now coming back. It doesn't feel like a very dynamic offense, and that's more on the scheme or the play calling. Again, 16 points and 20 points against the Panthers, who that might be your best outing, and it was pretty damn ugly. And that's the best defense you faced. And then against the Packers, you know what happened. I predicted a 17-0 debacle turning into an 18-17 loss. That was just, I don't know how I knew that, but I'm not too worried. I got a guy in Izzian who's like a baby Rondé Barber. We got Antoine who's a ball hawk, right? Going up against a team that struggles to protect their quarterback. 11 sacks in 3 games, not very pretty, and has struggled moving the ball. And you will say that. I'm not talking shit, Jono, at this point. You will agree that the Saints offense has not looked like what it should with a team with that kind of skill. And of course, you told me you're not a big fan of the offensive coordinator right off the bat.
Or Dennis Allen. And I love Dennis Allen, by the way. He's sassy. He's got a great walk, right? He travels with a little rolling suitcase. I love his energy, and I hope he stays the Saints head coach for a really, really long time. Big fan of Dennis Allen right here.
After Sean Payton owned y'all for the past 16 years, I would probably love Dennis Allen.
Have you? I know you and Sean have a relationship, and you like go to his house, and I've seen the videos where you knocked on his door. Did you knock on his door after last week? I was just wondering. Have you tried to get a hold of Sean?
I did, and I told him keep losing because I find it funny that you guys cheer for the Broncos to lose, which is great. Keep cheering for them to lose. We have their second round pick, which might be a top 35 pick now. So yes, I told Sean Payton.
Care about your draft picks. We don't care about that.
Yeah, we just don't like Sean Payton.
We don't like Sean Payton.
And you guys don't like him either, apparently.
You guys, of course, preluded this segment with, we got so many injuries already trying to set up a grace fall for when y'all lose Sunday. I peep game and I see what y'all are trying to do.
Jono, listen, this podcast is nothing but facts.
Only facts.
We don't mess around. Yep. We don't screw around. Nope. There's no sarcasm. There's nothing of the nature, all right? Very serious podcast, straight to the facts. And I asked you a question.
Hold on.
What do you think of the Saints offense?
Jono answers that question. Can y'all hear that? Okay.
Yeah, did you just fire?
No. Yeah. We had a super chat, Jono, from my boy, Pelagic Computer, and he says, "What's that smell? It smells like a mix of piss, poverty franchise with less rings than us, a turd shaped like Drew Brees' mole, melting on a sidewalk along Decatur Street." That's from Pelagic Computer. Thank you. Well said. Very poetic, I have to say.
How much he paid for that?
That was $9.99.
$9.99, baby.
Tell him get his money back.
That's a really nice down payment on a home in New Orleans.
I've heard some dumb comments already on this podcast, and it's only been about 10 minutes.
Answer my question.
Hold on. One of the most egregious things, because I got to get this off my chest first. Y'all talk about, we're trying to set up good old Angel Mike Evans, one of the most dirtiest players in the NFL, the one who's always getting his ass handed to him by Marshawn Lattimore, so he resorts to cheap shots and behind the back swings and whatnot, because he can't even fight Marshawn man to man. Like, damn, we know you can't go against him man to man.
Hold on.
With a cornerback, he can't even fight.
What did he do in the most important matchup against you guys?
Mike Evans to probably do something dirty again this week because Marshawn
Lattimore
owns him. And let me say one more thing.
Can you answer my question? I can mute you. Remember, this is my show.
Mike Evans is not a Hall of Famer, by the way, guys. I want y'all to know that.
Let him talk.
Jono's about to get muted.
No, let him talk. Don't mute him. Let him talk. Hey, John,
answer my question.
Y'all brought up Mike Evans because y'all the most delusional fan base, thinking that this guy, who 31 other fan bases have never put Mike Evans in the top 5 wide receivers, and y'all think because he puts up 1,000 yards every year in a fantasy football era that he's a Hall of Famer. Man, get out of here with that.
You're a fan of Michael Thomas, bro?
Yes,
bro. Michael Thomas is your guys' cry to fame. Like, what are you talking about here, dude? This guy, you guys think that guy's a wide receiver? Come on.
He always puts up numbers against y'all.
Bro, he hasn't put up numbers since before the pandemic, bro. That guy hasn't put up more than 300 yards. Bro, last time he put up a good season, I think I had a black and white TV, honestly. It's been that long.
You probably still have a black and white TV.
Well, I like vintage shit.
He's very cheap.
I'm a fan of the classics because they work. And speaking of work, Jono.
Offense. How bad is this offense?
Yeah, how bad is a Saints?
How bad is this Saints?
Do you
offense?
think they get healthy against the Bucs and have a good game?
Transparently, no. This offense is not good right now. It's a long season, but right now this offense is not good. I am expecting a low-scoring game, and it will come down to which defense can make the most stops. Absolutely, I will agree with that. I'm not going to put lipstick on a pig and act like my team's offense right now is in its heyday. From the Sean Payton and Drew Brees era, we have a lot of work to do, and now we got Jameis at quarterback with a coaching staff who doesn't appear to trust him to throw the ball. So I'm expecting a pretty ugly, boring game for people who may not be Saints or Bucs fans. And yes, our offense is a problem, but thankfully the NFC South looks like it's mediocre again, very early. So we'll see that it can hopefully be enough if Derek Carr comes back to lead us to 9 wins in the NFC South title. And maybe we might not get our ass embarrassed by the Cowboys in the playoff game like you guys did.
That's assuming you guys even make it to the playoffs, man. That's a high
big assumption.
Considering the trend that your team is on. I mean, you guys had 175 yards of offense last week against a Packers defense, which is mediocre at best. I can't even name a defender on that team, honestly. I can't name a single defensive player.
Jair Alexander.
They still have Do you still have Clinton Dix or Bijou Bombera, whatever the fuck that guy's name was? Reggie White still playing for the Packers? I don't even know what we're talking about here. How did you guys only score 17 points against that team?
Derek Carr got hurt, and it seems like the team morale went down. Now, look, hold on. By the way, the Packers.
By the way, Jono, I saw you call.
He wasn't putting up.
You said they went into a prevent offense. I saw that tweet.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Look,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
don't disguise confidence against you guys with irrationality about my team's offense. Now, I want to get back to something that Sammer said. He said he doesn't know any defenders from the Green Bay Packers. Jair Alexander is a top 5, arguably, cornerback. And I want to mention something about him because I know you guys are great friends with Carmi. Carmi V is her name, I believe.
That's
she
our girl.
used to
Hey,
work for
watch yourself.
Be respectful.
Watch yourself.
No, this is
Tread lightly.
respectfully. I'm respectfully saying that
That's one of my wives. You better tread carefully.
the article, I am respectfully saying that the article that she and her fellow Fox Sports writers put out today, ranking the best cornerbacks, was a goddamn joke. And if you go on my timeline at Jono Barnes, Bucs fans, you will see that I had to make the Fox Sports editorial team fix it twice. Because one, they did not put Marshawn Lattimore even as an honorable mention in the top 10 cornerbacks. They put J.C. Horn, who's only played like 8 games in 3 years, as an honorable mention over over Marshawn Lattimore. So y'all dog great.
Sounds like they nailed it.
J.C. Horn, what a great last name that is. I like that kid.
Mrs. Carmi V put, Jair Alexander is a great cornerback. His skills are so underrated. He led the Green Bay defense to shut down the Saints offense in the fourth quarter. Newsflash, Jair Alexander didn't play Sunday, Carmi. But when you're in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when you got
so how did you guys only score 17?
Being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers supporter, I'm not surprised that that's
She
not a
does. She
Bucs
covers the
supporter,
Bears.
actually.
She covers
She's
the
covered-
NFC.
no.
She came from
She
you
covers
guys,
the NFC North.
makes me understand why she
Jono,
had that.
Jono,
man.
I don't know if you know this, but
No,
she used to be a co-defensive coordinator on the Super Bowl team. Her and Todd Bowles wrote up the plays that ended up destroying you. From what I understand, she had something to do with the Antoine Winfield's strip fumble.
Yeah. Yep, the fumble.
Yeah, I remember her article after that game. She put Rondé Barber had a great job leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense against the Saints. I remember that.
I get it why you would mistake Antoine Winfield Jr. for Rondé Barber. He's that good.
That's a very Rondé-esque play. So I have to ask you, why do you guys have such hatred towards that tight end as opposed to simply, like, why do you guys hate him so much for that one play when Drew Brees threw 3 interceptions in that game and there's nothing at all blaming him? Why? I had to ask that before we go on to our next point because it's odd to me that you guys blame the guy for a great defensive play, but I have no problem with Drew Brees just giving us gifts as if he was Jameis that day.
No, I feel like you guys are purposely ignoring the fact that a lot of Saints fans were coming at Drew Brees after that game.
I really didn't see that. I didn't see it, honestly.
What do you see, Sammer? But I will say
I
that
see everything. Hey, I want you to remember something. I see everything.
This is why we were so mad at Jared Cook. It's because earlier that season, when we whooped y'all guys' ass 38-3, remember y'all scored that
In
field
the game
goal
that doesn't matter. In the one that didn't matter. That game.
The one that didn't matter.
Listen. I'm answering the question.
Okay.
I'm answering the question. 38-3. Y'all kicked the field goal because y'all were so embarrassed that we can't have a goose egg on us, some pussy football. The only downfall to that game was that Jared Cook fumbled in that game too. It was a perfect game besides that play. So he was after the game like, I got to do better. I'm gonna make sure it never happens again. So the same team in the game with much higher stakes, the playoffs in the Superdome. If he holds on to the ball, we are driving down the field and momentum is on outside.
Yeah.
And likely, a lot can happen. We go up at least a field goal. I mean, he was in field goal range where he fumbled it. And who knows what happens after that. But
Drew Brees threw 2 more picks and you guys lost by 10 points.
Nobody
But you're blaming what could have been a field goal?
You know what?
I
think you're right. I think you're right, Jono.
I'm answering why
that
we were
play
so
right
mad
there.
at Jared Cook.
That play right there, it ruined you guys. And
It did.
I go to bed every night watching that play. It's kind of weird. It's foreplay typically, but right before I'm about to sex my wife, I watch that play. It's become a part of me, and I really appreciate Jared Cook. To be honest with you, I do.
I'm sure
He's a
the
Buccaneers.
replay of that.
He's a Buccaneer legend.
I'm sure the replay of Jared Cook's fumble lasts us longer than your performance with your wife.
That's not something that anyone here would argue.
I get
against,
off,
honestly.
So I mean,
yeah, that's all that matters. The stinker, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But Jono, going into this obvious mismatch, what do we? I'll pitch this one to Stank first. Actually, Stank, you're obviously the football savant between the two of yous. Obviously,
Saying a lot.
but yeah, it is saying a lot.
I'm talking
I
about
don't
you
like
two.
listen,
saying a whole.
no between
We're saying
I said you.
we're saying
used
a
to.
whole
And then
lot.
listen, John. Listen, I may not know how to say your name properly, and I'm gonna call you Hono and Yono and Jono and Jono, whatever the fuck I want to say. But listen, you don't interrupt me on my fucking show. That's just how you don't. You just don't. All right. Now listen, Stanker key matchup. Oh, there you go. Apparently, we got a cricket. Hey, Stanker, key matchup.
That sounds like the
Bucks,
Bucks fans on Monday
Saints.
night, and when y'all played the Eagles, that's how loud y'all Bucks fans will be when the Eagles drowned y'all out. Go ahead.
You're right. That was
Yeah,
exactly
what the Eagles sounded like.
We have
Pieces of shit.
weak ass fan base. I agree. Go ahead, Stanker.
I didn't hear the question.
Bro, what is your key matchup?
Oh.
You're a Bucks fan. What are we watching for here?
My key matchup in this game is Baker Mayfield versus the New Orleans Saints secondary in front. They got themselves a new Breeze, Brian Breeze, I think his name is. Big, fat, greasy looking dude. It seems to be actually living up to his draft position. I'm really not afraid of anybody else on that defensive line. Not that little overrated, wannabe magician dude who just gets owned every single time, or he cheats his way to the quarterback every single time that the Saints play against the Bucs. But yeah, that's my key matchup. Baker beat you guys last year? I'm pretty sure, didn't he? You guys lost to Baker Mayfield last year?
We did.
Yeah. So Baker owns the Saints. The Bucs have won. The Bucs have ran off 3 straight wins against the Saints. We've won the division. We don't put banners up for that shit. But
if you count Baker's win, we've actually won 4 straight.
That's true.
That's
true.
Because what you do as an individual is also for the team, right? That's how it works. They're connected. They're very well bonded together right now, and they've rallied around those 4 straight wins against the Saints.
Yeah, that's true. All those things are true. So that's the key matchup. Can and will Baker continue to own that Saints defense?
I'm curious from your perspective, John.
Yeah, what do you think?
And I'm being serious. What's the key matchup here in this game? You know the Saints better than we know you guys. I don't watch you guys unless I'm tuning in to make predictions that ultimately come true because I'm basically Xerxes. But I'm curious what you think of this matchup in terms of key matchup that will determine the outcome. Obviously, you guys won't win, but what do you think gives you the best chance for a less embarrassing score?
My key matchup is going to be the same key matchup for every opponent we have going forward, and that is our O-line versus whoever the hell we're playing D-line. Now, we made Rashawn Gary look like a freaking all-pro last Sunday, so I will be transparent. I am having nightmares about what Vita Vea might do to this O-line unless they get it together. That is going to not only determine this game Sunday, but honestly our season. It's already got our starting quarterback hurt already, so that is the key matchup that I will be tuning into.
We have similar issues. We have similar issues here in Tampa.
That's a good one to bring up because you guys have given up 11 sacks in 3 games, which is an extremely high number, not only for an NFL team, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of credit. The Saints have been pretty good about not being sacked, and Drew Brees has been a king at getting rid of the ball.
Gets the ball out of his hands quick.
Yeah, he can't hold on to the ball. He doesn't like to hold balls. He can't wait to get him out of his hands. He hates balls. So now you're going fast forward to 2023. You guys 11 sacks in 3 games. You don't really seem to protect the quarterback, and it seems like the offense is just very stagnant, right? It's boring even by Buccaneers standards, which is kind of messed up. So I do agree that is a key matchup, but I'm agreeing from the other standpoint of if the Bucs want to win this game, which obviously they do and they will, they just got to get after Jameis. And Jameis hates, just like most quarterbacks, pressure in his face. But
Jameis loves balls. He loves to hold on to them. He's a ball sharer. He shares balls with everybody he can.
Loves sharing them. And you just got to get him in that. You got to get him uncomfortable because he'll then run into sacks. Not only does he like holding on to balls, he loves running into sacks. And so the Bucs and more importantly Todd Bowles, they understand that. They know this guy. They practiced against him when he threw 30 interceptions, which could have been 40 interceptions for an entire season. So, and I know you see that too. So, it's a key matchup. Get after Jameis and just get him down. The one guy I think I will circle as an X factor for you guys, which is not a surprise, honestly, is Taysom Hill.
Yep.
He has.
That's the biggest. That's the only guy that scares me on that whole entire team.
You guys have. He has 91 of your team's rushing yards throughout the first 3 weeks, and he energizes your team. He brings the stadium to life, even if the offense is pretty stagnant, and he kind of creates momentum and juices you guys up. And the Bucs have to get him.
Wait, Sam, did you just say juice?
Juice, yeah.
Jono, do you believe Taysom Hill takes steroids? Is he on the juice?
Nah,
Yes or no
he's
answer?
he's a very naturally athletic white boy.
Those words don't make any sense.
None of those things go together.
None of those words, when you combine them together, actually make any sense.
That's literally an oxymoron.
I agree. They don't exist.
I'll give you guys credit. You guys are actually like the first fan base I've actually seen give credit to Taysom Hill instead of just hating on the guy because he's abusing their team. So I give you guys credit for that. He actually is like 5-0 against the NFC South, so he owns all of your franchises.
He reminds me of Florida Gator quarterback great Tim Tebow, honestly.
Yeah.
They're very similar to each other. I'd say Taysom's probably even more athletic, definitely a better run first type of quarterback, but they're very similar to each other. Same kind of moxie, because that's the word you use for white quarterbacks only. You only hear that word with white quarterbacks. And so he gets that label. Just like, have you seen the amount of moxie Baker Mayfield's got? It's a lot, bro. If you got a moxie meter, it's off the fucking charts. And Taysom, he brings that to the table.
He's a moxie monster. But yeah, I mean, Tebow and Taysom Hill, same, again, not only are they that same build and same moxie, also 30-plus-year-old versions. Massive, that's a massive part of the equation. That's why they're able to run. They have so much testosterone that it just flows through their thighs and legs. They're able to churn the yardage and really turn nothing plays into positive. Absolutely. What do you think it is? Have you ever seen a white guy do that without being a virgin? CMC, I guarantee you he's never had sex. Guarantee
Taysom is married.
No, testosterone. No,
Taysom is married, but he is, even if he wasn't, he's not a virgin because he fucks over your guys every year. So
that's not how English works, man. I know, I get what you were trying to do there, but I don't think that's how English works. A little bit.
Yeah, so hopefully.
What do you think?
Yeah, Law knows the Florida education system should be preaching about,
it's one of the top,
ebonics and English
good.
grammar.
What are you talking about? I have a caption on the screen to let people understand what the fuck is coming out of your mouth. Do you understand
that? It's the Bucs fans. I expect that. Yes.
No. If that was the case, I wouldn't put the caption on because they wouldn't be able to read. But see, I know the people in New Orleans aren't reading. Obviously, the caption is kind of a translation because I have no idea what you're saying half the time with that New Orleans thing you got going on.
You guys have 87 people in this chat because y'all can't even get 87 Bucs fans in y'all damn stadium.
You're right.
That's true.
You're right. There's nothing wrong with that.
It hasn't even been 4 games without Tom Brady yet, and you guys were already writing dissertations.
It's Tom Brady's fault.
Stay up the fan address.
It's Tom Brady's fault that the stadium.
Tom Brady's fault. Yono, listen. Yono,
you guys are a joke. We wish we had the Saints fans.
We've already agreed with you on this. I don't know why you keep coming back to a point.
Yono, we agree. We agree. Bucs fans.
It's after Saints. It's after Saints. It's after Saints.
What? We can curse on this podcast. It's
Another super chat from Salty Buccaneer. He says Marshawn is so overrated. He's a rolling safeties coverage merchant. Can't do anything if he's getting away if he's not getting away with holding and defensive pass interference otherwise. I agree. Great
fan base. I kid you not. Y'all fan base is the number 1 fan base that complains about holding.
Jono, what do you think of what do you think?
Unfortunately, I follow you guys, so I cannot go one Bucs fans game without Samuel on my timeline saying, "How is the referee's going to keep allowing this holding?" Buck up. That's all y'all talk about.
Hey,
buck up.
Hold it.
I like that.
You don't think? Wait, hold on.
Always shut down my.
You don't want to complain about
receiver. I'd be mad at him too.
You don't want to ever complain about pass interference or defensive holding, is what you're telling me right now.
Bucks to get his money back. These super chats, y'all wasting your money.
Speaking of super chat, a $20 super chat from PNP. What's more embarrassing, a QB that wears mascara? Hold on, mascara. Marcus Williams' stellar play against the Vikings. A franchise QB who sent their dad to the locker room while playing catch with the guy that retired him. Wow, all incredible fucking.
Those are very embarrassing. I don't know how to choose which one is more embarrassing. Can I just say all 3 are extremely. I'm
embarrassed for Drew Brees.
I'm embarrassed for him spending $20 for that chat. He could have just bought a "This Shit More Than a Game" T-shirt for all that. Way better.
Anything on your screen.
Stand up and show everybody your shirt.
Way better use. And you see, that's right. I'm glad you played the crickets because that is why y'all stadium is always full with the opposing fans. Y'all do not understand or can adapt to why this shit more than a game. And it's unfortunate. If you guys actually followed this lifestyle and mantra, maybe you guys 2 years off a Super Bowl season, we're actually getting more than 40,000 fans in y'all stadium.
It's called mantra. I already told you we agreed with you on that. I don't know why you keep going back to that.
To you guys,
listen, people keep tuning in, and then they think that we're on a repeat.
Some comments.
Oh no, Jono, Hono. Listen, I have a serious question to ask you. Okay, I have a serious question, man. Olave, what are we talking about here? Is this guy a dude? Is this guy somebody who's not going to beat up secondary? Like, how do you not mention him as your key matchup against a depleted secondary? Because I thought that would be the guy that he's kind of second on my list of could he break the game open? That might be a guy that could be able to do that.
No, he will, but the problem is, does it matter when your quarterback is getting sacked? Like, you say, what was the key matchup? I didn't say that Olave is not going to be a key matchup. You asked what was the number one. The number one will always come down to me. Can my O-line protect my quarterback enough so that my offense can actually utilize its skilled players? Olave is a dog. Olave is going to be a future Pro Bowler, a future All-Pro guy. He's definitely going to be a high ceiling guy for us for the next decade, hopefully, knock on wood. But if we're not getting any time to throw the damn ball, then it doesn't matter if he's getting open or not.
All right, so listen.
Maybe Trevor Penning will have a good game for you guys.
We've gotten through a few,
he's about to throw something.
Some good conversation. Who?
I said Trevor Penning, and he got physically sick for a second. I
was going to say, speaking of Trevor, maybe we should sign Trevor from the Jets, Trevor Simeon, so we can beat you guys again because you guys lost.
Oh, I don't know if you know this about the Bucs, Jonah, but I'm gonna share something with you. And this actually bodes well for you this week. We lose to backup quarterbacks. Jameis is your backup quarterback, so that actually gives you a chance this week. I'd rather face Derek Carr because we all know, he's an emotional guy, wears mascara, cries, on the podium and stuff like that. I would rather face that guy than Jameis, honestly. But
Jono, honest question. Seriously now, what is it in the Saints fan base in terms of like Carr or Jameis? Is it split? Is it one of those things where the backup quarterback's the most popular guy in town? Like, what do you guys actually think of those two dudes? Because now you've seen Carr for basically 2.75 games so far this season. Now you got Jameis. You've already seen Jameis. Is it split, or do people really just say, "Fuck it, we need this team to lose because we need Dennis Allen fired"?
No, I think it's probably 85% Derek Carr fans. I mean, the Jameis fans are always going to be the loud minority, and that's the ones that's going to get the engagement on social media and whatnot. But everybody knows that Derek is the guy. Now, I will say this. If, say, by chance, Jameis lights it up Sunday, and if he plays another game or so and we go undefeated in those two games and Jameis has good numbers, the debate will happen a lot because that's just how polarizing, I guess, if you want to say that, Jameis is. But I would say the majority know that Derek Carr is the guy. It's just that we don't have to get on Twitter or X or whatever and talk about it the way
they couldn't be any different.
Jameis 101. Jameis 1 of 1 was. Shout out to Jameis 1 of 1.
Hey, Jono, they couldn't be any different. Jono, I'm sorry. They couldn't be any different. You got Jameis, who's a gunslinger, who loves to take chances, will throw into coverage, will make some spectacularly fucking crazy plays. Then you got Derek Carr, who's a absolute dry vagina, bro. There's nothing there. There's nothing happening whatsoever. There's just no action. It's just boring. It doesn't even look appetizing.
I will give Carr a little bit of credit. If he's used properly, he can be a decent NFL quarterback. Is he going to win a playoff game? No. Is he going to take it to the Super Bowl? Probably not, obviously. Nope. But he can be better than what you've seen him do now so far with the Saints. And that's what makes the contract so weird. They gave him all that money to basically be hot garbage.
Well, they have been banged up in the running back position. Their best running back, who should be locked up right now for absolutely hurting a human in a nightclub, he gets to come back on the field. Of course, it's against the Bucs, right? Of course, he gets to come back against the Bucs. You think the NFL is against you. I think they're for you, honestly. They don't really like the Bucs. They like the Saints.
But before I forget, those of you who are watching, Saints fans, I know you're in here. Hit that subscribe button. You're going to love our content.
I'm going to make you Bucs like this in Saints land.
Exactly. So you guys can watch us for the entertainment, and then you can watch, I don't know, some other Saints podcast is probably in someone's, swampy basement talking about this and that and thinking that Drew Brees is coming out of retirement, yada, yada. And also, those of you who have always been here, smash the like button and leave us a comment on if we should ever have Jono back on here, and if we need to help raise money to possibly upgrade his internet so that we can also get sound and video from him at the same time.
I just want to buy him a desk so he can put his microphone down, bro. That's
I want to buy him. I want to buy him like some wall decor. I'm gonna go to what TJ Maxx and buy you some like $10-15 deal to throw up on the wall,
instead of buying expensive French bulldogs, maybe you should buy something for your wall behind you.
Yeah. You can install a window there. You might be able to get. Oh, there's no fresh air there. Never mind.
This is all people need to see, first of all. And second of all, y'all should take that super chat money and pay me next time to come on this dumbass podcast. Y'all are really feeling yourselves.
Wait, I just complimented your dog. I just complimented your beautiful dog.
One of the most delusional fan bases in the world. I mean, you guys chirp at us every year. And I have a question for you guys and for your chat. Why don't y'all pick on the Panthers and make them y'all rival? I mean, I hate to tell y'all this, but y'all will never be our rival. The Falcons, let
me explain this to you because
that's weak shit. Why would you bully the kid who's in a wheelchair, bro? Why would we do that?
It always comes buzzing, and every time you think that you killed it,
listen,
they always line up coming back.
Jono,
your fan base is mosquitoes.
I gotta ask you, man. Listen. You're the liaison.
You guys are not our rivals.
Okay, so this. I'm gonna.
How many Atlanta Falcons
this, okay?
podcasts have you been on?
How many what?
How many Atlanta Falcons podcasts have you been on?
I decline them.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
They're a rival.
Listen,
like
Jono, listen. This whole, I'm going to make a comment about this finally, okay? And since you're our liaison from the three of us to, however many of you dipshits there are out there, we don't consider you a rivalry. We don't.
No.
Okay? And I don't give a fuck if you consider us a rival. But the fact remains that you whooped our ass for over a decade.
Yeah.
So we have every fucking right to absolutely hate you. I know that's very difficult for you to understand that if someone is mean to you, you have to hate them. And it might be a bit too deep for you, but we don't like you. That's all. It has nothing to do with if you consider us a rival. Do you think I give a fuck? Wake up every morning and check off a box? The Saints think we're rivals? Not yet. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep chirping. No one cares. No one cares. And the fact remains that you are still the only.
At work, folks.
Wait, I didn't go to school in Florida. Just so you know, okay?
Sammer, real quick, I have to share this because we all know that Jono and Devin Garnett, they love each other, they get along. Devin's mom is in the chat right now dunking on you. She said, your skits suck. You're going to be crying in the shower again after Sunday. That's from Devin Garnett's mom, your favorite Buccaneer.
I will consider the source on that because I've seen Devin's skits, and let me tell you, if she's saying my stuff sucks, I'll consider the source on that. Where is Devin anyway? It seems like he went into hiding.
He's actually, I paid for him and his wife to go on a all expenses paid 4-week honeymoon because he's my nephew and I want to make sure him and his wife have a great fucking time, right? Okay. Now, what I was going to say is, look, the fact will always remain that the only other team in our division that has a Super Bowl, albeit by cheating and whatnot, is the Saints. So to pick on the Panthers, who don't really beat us, and pick on the Falcons, who don't even know that flaunting your NFC Championship ring is actually more embarrassing than talking about losing the Super Bowl, I can't pick on those guys. It's like Sting said, I'm picking on the kid in the wheelchair.
What was that, by the way? Was that guy serious? He really put his NFC.
He was dead serious. And not only he could have picked the one with Jamal Anderson. He could have picked that ring, but he picked the one where he lost 28-3, or gave up the 28-3 lead. That's the one he chose. I feel like he was self-trolling. And maybe he was looking for attention. Maybe he wants to be a Saints fan.
They're so dumb. So you have a rivalry with a fan base that's dumb. Is there anybody out there that you were like, I gotta argue with this guy in Atlanta because he's smart? They're pretty stupid people there, bro. All they care about
y'all.
I mean, you all live literally on a swamp.
We both live on swamps. We live on the same swamp.
You could talk about public education in Florida all you want. I get it. I send my kids to private school. Absolutely will not let them go to public school, but. Keep in mind, I didn't go to school here either, man. And Stan didn't go to school at all.
What you need to realize, Sammer, is that Louisiana and Florida are the same place, bro. First of all, it used to be part of Florida, right?
Oh, that's right. That's very true.
We not only do we own you, we actually used to own the land. It used to. If
anyone knows about land ownership, it would be the Arab on this show.
Yeah, well, Florida and Louisiana is the same. Unlike Tampa, New Orleans actually has a thing called culture. Maybe you guys can learn that, okay? Now, also going by Samuel's logic, he's talking about, we can't pick on the the
We got
mentally
culture
challenged Panthers and the Falcons because it's like
Whoa! I didn't say mentally challenged. I said wheelchair. I said wheelchair.
Essentially,
I didn't say mentally
saying
challenged.
you're wannabe buddies and you just need attention, and that's the first step of self-realization. So I'm proud of you, Samuel. Good job. Yes. Well, we don't want to care about being a rival, even though we got to get your guys' attention every.
Do you know how much attention I pay for at home? I have 4 wives. You think I need more attention?
Yep.
I get too much attention.
He does, and he pays for all of it.
Well, why? It makes sense now why you waste your time coming at Saints fans who don't care about y'all. I get it.
I don't listen. Here's the thing. What's very hilarious? What's very hilarious, and you'll agree with this.
This is a good
that
forward.
I don't actually tweet at you guys. You guys
Jono,
just
I want
slide.
this, bro. You've got a ride or die in the chat. This guy named Austin Ferreira. He said, "What's Tampa's culture? The beach."
Shout out to Austin.
Yeah, bro.
Austin knows this shit more
We
than
can go in our water here, bro.
100 and all those other 99 dumb Bucs fans. Shout out to my guy Austin. This
Thanks
shit
for
more
watching.
than-
Hey, subscribe.
Thank you. Austin,
like
please
button.
hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it.
And also go to www.thisshitmorethanagame.com.
You should do that. You should do that.
Or this shit,
Austin.
Is there the D or a TH?
Listen, Austin. While your Metro phone has minutes, go on your phone and order a T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Buy those dumb shirts. I want Jono to be able to afford to pay me to make his podcast look nice. So, next topic is the one that people really tuned in for, Jono. I appreciate you talking with us and giving us your insight, albeit very, very flawed and incorrect. The Jameis Winston interception over/under debate.
Yeah.
All right. This is a massive talking point in this game. Obviously, I'm not sure why, a massive Jameis believer. So I'm curious what you think the over/under is for a Jameis Winston interception this Sunday.
You're asking what's the official one? You're asking what my opinion is?
Official. How many picks he's got? Touchdown.
You consider yourself official Saints insider?
I am actually. I mean, I made Fox Sports correct y'all 2 stupid Tampa writers today, so I guess I am. I would say honestly, if you pull up the app, the betting apps, it's probably at 2. But I'm gonna tell you what the answer is going to be Sunday. It's going to be 0. I'm guaranteeing it right now. It's going to be 0 because James is going to play very ball-controlled offense this Sunday. It's going to be 0. So if you're a betting man, put the money down on the under.
Do you know how many times that's happened in his career?
None.
With Sean Payton, he definitely was not throwing that many interceptions.
Listen,
So
Jameis
one of one.
Jameis one of one who's been on both of our podcasts.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Buccaneers, you should check it out. He just texted me, said it's never happened before. So I trust what he says. That Jameis has never gone a game we actually controlling the ball, playing ball control, and not throwing the ball to the other team. Maybe they drop the interception or two, but yeah, no, it doesn't happen.
It's a good point. It's a good point to bring up because, listen, last year in that matchup, he also played ball control, didn't throw any interceptions, and then once the Bucs had just a minimal lead, what did Jameis Winston do, Stank? He went into hero mode.
Yeah.
He said, I got to win this game. He threw a pick 6, and then he threw 2 more interceptions after that. I mean, I went to get singles when we were at the strip club. I came back. He threw another interception. I didn't even realize what had happened until I saw Stank jumping up and down on the stage. I said, oh, shit. That's not what's supposed to be happening in this establishment.
That's how much we respect your team, but we watched it from a strip club. Sammer had a stripper on his lap. That's how much we fear the Saints.
A gentleman's club.
It was a gentleman's club. You're right.
Very well put together. I would invite you when you come down to Tampa, Jono, which I don't think you ever will. But if you do, you let us know, and we'll get you.
Yeah, how come you haven't invited us?
I mean, it's better watching it at a strip club than dressing like a pirate, looking like a complete doofus, and watching Trevor Siemian beat your team. So I'm glad you guys actually upgraded.
Are you making fun of our friend Salty right now? We don't dress like pirates.
Alright, matey. Yeah, you guys really have
What's a saint look like?
down there,
You
boy.
just made fun of pirates, and when
What's
we
a
get
saint look like?
We know what they look like. We know what saints look like. They're them old geezers dressed up in robes, wearing them big old hats.
They're usually tied up into a lot of scandalous
fondling,
scandalous headlines. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just a little odd that But anyway,
yeah, we don't need to go there.
Your thoughts on the Jameis interception?
Listen, I as you know, I like Jameis Winston. I didn't want him to leave here. I didn't want Tom Brady. I didn't want that fucking stupid guy. But he came here, against my will, and he won us the Super Bowl. So I guess I'll accept, the time he spent here. But no, I like Jameis. I don't like him now, but because he wears that stupid uniform. But the guy is just an enigma. He really is. He's an enigma. You don't know what you're going to get from him. He's capable of having a phenomenal game. I think everybody feels like he deserves it. It's a great story. It's the comeback story. Maybe he gets to live that story this week because I don't know what we're going to get out of this Bucs team. I really don't. First 2 weeks, good enough to win. Last week, even though a lot of people were like high and on, we stayed in the game. Yeah. I didn't feel that way. I feel like we pretty much got the teeth kicked in, and we're lucky to hold them in the red zone. Otherwise, it would have been a blowout. So
we lost to the better team. We lost
to a superior football team. I don't know what we have. We made some stupid play calls on offense. I like what comes out of our offensive coordinator's mouth, but I don't tend to like what I see on Sunday necessarily. So. But I'm not jumping off the bridge here, bro. This is the Saints. I expect we win this game. It's going to be hard fought, like Jono said, and I think the Bucs come out victorious. To be honest with you,
I mean, it doesn't. Listen, you talked about Canales. I didn't bring him up. He's not on our list of things to discuss. But Canales came out today and said that he's going to continue to run the ball because the guys that are running and run blocking have to get this scheme down. So he's more or less looking at it as every rep is good for this team long term. This is week 4. We've got to get things right. It's a zone blocking scheme. I don't know if anything changed with your offensive scheme in terms of the blocking, Jono, but I'm sure you could kind of relate to where things change and things get very, very different. Takes a little bit of time, a little bit of growing pains going in there. So that's kind of but we're going against the Saints team, Stank, that has given up a decent amount of rush yards so far this season.
But we haven't proven that we can run the ball. And,
I get it. But remember, we went against the Bears team.
I joke about Dennis Allen. but he has literally fucking figured the Bucs offense out. Like he knows the rest
that offense.
That offense. It's a new offense.
It's a different offense, but
there's one thing that guy does well, right? And that's scheme good defense against our offense.
But they haven't looked good this season. They're good against the points. They're like 6th or 7th, and they've gotten 8 sacks, which is just one below our 9. But they've given up rushing yards. They gave up 104 to Derrick Henry, obviously, but then 100 to the Panthers. I get it. 104 to Derrick Henry, 100 to the Panthers.
Panthers run the ball pretty decently.
95 to the Packers without Aaron Jones.
That's a little bit of we haven't proven we can run the ball against
Aaron Jones had one run that was like a 40-yard run that makes that look inflated. But
Aaron Jones didn't play.
I'm sorry. Jordan Love. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Jordan Love had like a 40-yard scramble that makes the numbers look better than.
Okay, I'll give you that, but you guys aren't defensive hold.
You're wrong about one thing though. You talk about the change in offensive systems. This is our problem. Is that we don't have any change. We're trying to run a Sean Payton system without Sean Payton, and it's not working.
No. I was saying from years previous, you've gone through changes, I'm assuming. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes. But the problem is we're trying to still run the concepts of Sean Payton, and you don't have Sean Payton. So it's not working out well. Pete Carmichael doesn't have the fluidity of running the Sean Payton offense the way Sean Payton would. And now we're stuck in this crazy limbo where our offense has just been stagnant the past 2 seasons without Payton.
As much as I hate to give this guy credit, Sean Payton is a hell of a play caller. I don't know if he's doing very well right now with Denver and whatnot, but when he was with the Saints, he was a amazing play caller. I will give him credit for that. And when he was
he's overly confident and arrogant, and he's done some of the dumbest shit ever too.
Dumbest. Reggie Bush toss on 3rd down.
You can blame him for Mike Thomas's injury. That idiot.
That's throwback, Sammer. I was at that game when we did the 3rd down reverse. We had the game and then we fumbled. That was a bad year.
Yeah, I got some.
Is that the same one where Tom Benson was in the box? He's like,
no, that was I want to say that was our Super Bowl year. That was when Garrett Hartley missed the field goal, but we wound up winning the Super Bowl that year. That was a good year.
Garrett Hartley, you wish you had that guy back, huh?
What
about Will Lutz? You would rather have him?
Yeah, I mean, look, I know our kicker who looks like a 5th grade student missed his first big opportunity kick Sunday, but I'm gonna give him a little bit more rope before I throw him into the Titanic.
You guys may have won that game if he makes that kick, right?
You may have won a game. Honestly, you might have been 3-0.
The way our defense was playing at that point, I could see Jordan Love going down, and it would have been like 55 seconds and getting them in field goal range.
They did that without Christian Watson. They did that without Aaron Jones.
It was a bad loss. It was absolutely a bad loss.
Right, yeah, and right now you're coming in against a dog in Baker. Coming in against a team that's coming off of an out physical kind of I don't want to say demoralizing loss to the Eagles, but they got to look in the mirror and say, we're not physical enough. We need to take out some anger when we're on the field. So now they got a little bit of a rebound, extra chip on their already collective chip on the shoulder type of mentality. And we're going up against a team that also was embarrassed, giving up 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter like you guys. So I think this is going to be a fun game to watch. So now we get to the last point, which is our score predictions and bold takes. Jono, since you are kind of a guest, and although I don't consider you an esteemed guest, obviously, like I would never let you pass my foyer, obviously. Don't get offended. It's because you're a Saints fan. I'll let you lead this with your score prediction and try to be realistic because everything on this show is very, very serious. And your bold take.
Well, my bold take is that Poppy is a punk, and he was scared to come face me today, but that's understandable.
Wow.
Also, my bold take is it'll go back to.
Hold on. You know, Poppy Latte is 6'9".
He's in the wrong profession. There, he should be. I should be watching him on SmackDown every Friday.
He could be on SmackDown
every Thursday.
He is a giant human.
Yeah. You ever watch Monsters Inc.?
Yeah. You know Sully from Monsters Inc.? That's literally Poppy Latte.
Yeah, that's a brown. He's brown. He's brown Sully. Go ahead, Jono.
Big tree fall hard. My bold take is going to go back to the last topic. I think James is going to have 0 interceptions, and he's going to have a very good game. I mean, I'm assuming that's a bold take because he's so polarizing.
That's as bold as they get. It's so bold.
No, it's not going to be
so bold. It reminds me of all the times I said those exact words.
Well, I was just going to be out of necessity because, again, I don't think our coaching staff fully trusts Jameis Winston, and because our O-line is struggling so much, I'm expecting a very think and dunk type offense Sunday, which is why my score prediction is that the Saints will win due to the home field advantage that we have that you guys aren't used to, and it will be 17-13.
One thing that Jameis doesn't do well is dink and dunk. He's not an accurate quarterback.
But again,
you don't want him dinking and dunking and throwing the short passing game. He's terrible at that.
Don't get me wrong. Like, he still had his plays even in the dink and dunk games where I was like, oh, that's the Jameis coach that they were talking about. But he can dink and dunk. Now, does he dink and dunk with Pete Carmichael the way he did with Sean Payton? We'll see. But I'm thinking because of how bad the O-line is, out of necessity, they are going to force him to dink and dunk. And
the thing with that, Jono, is that he's not an accurate passer when he dinks and dunks. That's what Stank's saying. He's not very accurate.
Balls get
I've seen guys. We've had Jameis for 3 years. I know about Jameis. I don't need a history lesson. I know who he is.
I don't think
you know. I don't think you know enough.
I don't think you know him.
We had him for 4 years. We know a lot more, and he didn't miss games with us. He didn't sit out an entire year with an injury that he was able to dance on the very night that happened. So
that was a good day.
I think
that's when you were wearing a pirate outfit, Stank. And I remember after the game, y'all were like,
I like to dress up as a pirate. And I'm not ashamed of saying that, because here in this town we have this parade called the Gasparilla Parade. I've never ever heard of it before. It's actually the third largest parade in the country, ahead of whatever it is you guys do and gallivant down that filthy street.
Mardi Gras, and it has way more historical significance than y'all Pirate Fest.
Speaking of historical significance,
I go to Disney World if I want to be surrounded by ugly pirates. So
we'll save the historical significance of Mardi Gras for our final segment.
Yeah, because our final segment. We got to talk about Gasparilla.
Jono got Wi-Fi. Please keep it down. Stank.
Yeah.
Your score prediction and your bold take, which I don't think any of our takes will ever be as, I mean, we're talking Helvetica bold. Italics bold, like what James
you just said. You're just giving people font lingo. All right. Yeah. My bold take in this game, or my score prediction in this game, is that it's going to be a very, very, very low scoring game. Bucs 9, Saints 3. Okay. There's not going to be a whole lot of action going on. Neither of us going to be able to move the ball very well. Jameis is going to give us the ball. We're going to get 3 field goals, get out there with the victory. It's going to be old school, set football back 100 years type game. That's what I think is going to happen. Bucs 9, Saints 3.
What's your bold take?
My bold take
that the game's going to suck?
That Jameis Winston won't finish the game. Not because we're going to injure him, but because Taysom Hill's a superior quarterback. And they're going to end up realizing it during this game that there's no way we win with Jameis Winston. We're going to go and roll with Taysom Hill. We're going to give Taysom Hill this team, and we're going to ride him to the, whatever record, 6-11 or whatever they end up at the end of this year. That's my bold take.
I do want to remind y'all, just again, so it's not a shock. Derek Carr has not been ruled out, and he keeps saying that he's just.
I would rather Derek Carr play.
Sunday.
I'd rather him play.
I would not, because I hope we are smart to say, dude, it's a long season. Let's let you at least sit for a week. But I also know Dennis Allen is kind of desperate this year because he knows his career is essentially.
Jacko Bluntly in the chat says Jameis is the Bucs' secret weapon.
Listen. As much as it pains me to say it, Jameis Winston makes your offense more dynamic because he can make throws and take risks that Derek Carr just risks. Will not. He's a gunslinger.
He's way more fun
that works
to watch.
out. Yeah, it doesn't always work out, but he is a gunslinger. So he will give Olave some opportunities. He will give Rashid some opportunities. He will give Kamara opportunities, which I don't know what we're going to get out of that guy because he's coming off of basically not practicing for 3 weeks because he's been suspended. Not sure how rusty or if they're going to have him on a snap count. Whatever. I'm not really expecting much out of that.
It doesn't matter. He does. Yeah. We own that guy, so it doesn't really matter.
He had one disgusting play against Denver.
Yeah, maybe one over the last 6 or 7 years, but Kamara never gets off against the Bucs. Ever.
I am a little bit upset that we don't have that running back that you guys had that loved to just step out of bounds right before first down markers and basically gave us the win last season. What's his name? Jono, what's that guy's name? Just
the great Fox Sports kickoff college analyst now, Mark Ingram.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy single-handedly won us a game last year.
Our legendary players have a knack of having some unceremonious retirements against you guys. Him and Drew. I'll give you guys that. I will give you guys that.
Yeah. Did Jared Cook ever play again after that fumble?
I erased Jared Cook out of my mind, so you're asking the wrong guy. He might be playing right now, and I wouldn't know.
He doesn't even know.
Wow. Breaking news.
We have players like that too.
Oh yeah, dude. We got a long
list.
Definitely.
You gotta remember, bro. Before you were born, because I think you were like 29.
A compliment, thank you. Let's say yes.
All right, so you're at 29. Like our franchises were absolutely abysmal for most of the history of each franchise. So yeah, it's been ugly. It was always ugly. And then you guys got Sean Payton. You cheated your way to a Super Bowl, and then we got John Gruden. We won one. Then we bought one with Tom Brady, and now we're twice as good as you. Super Bowls.
Twice as good. 2 Super Bowls to 1 basically asterisk Super Bowl because you cheated your way to it. Obviously, everyone knows what happened. Yeah. You guys got a fucking Netflix special about it with the dude delivering packages as the actor.
How did you feel about Kevin James' portrayal of Sean Payton?
Okay, well, here's the thing, and this is the flawed education system. Y'all talk about how stupid Saints fans are.
I went to school at Cambridge, bro, not Florida.
Listen, we have 1, okay? You guys have 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. That's not meaning twice as good. You can say that to the Falcons and the Panthers.
2 is twice. 2
is
again.
Twice 1, bro.
It's literally double.
Jono, what is 1 times 2?
It's double.
It's 2, dude.
You have 2 Super Bowls to our 1. How does that make you guys twice as better if we have 1? That means
twice
1
as many.
That means 1 and 1 cancel each other out. You could be twice as good as the Panthers because they have 0.
No, that's not how math works, bro. No, don't even fucking no. I'm a math major, okay? I'm not even joking right now. This is dead serious. 1 times 2 is 2. That means 2 is twice as much as 1. That's literally what 2 times 1 means.
John,
am I really explaining this right now? How is it?
If your dick is 1 inch
Tampa, Matt,
and my dick is 2 inches,
there's a
mine's
trending
twice as
topic on
big
Twitter
as
right now where they say, what's black Matt? What's white Matt? This is Tampa Bay Buccaneers Matt, apparently. Because you guys got
No, bro. Hey, Jono.
So that means we multiplied and we just don't include the
Jono,
so
that's not how math works.
You guys are 3 times better than the Buccaneers and than the Panthers and the Falcons, right?
Jono, no, you are very dumb, dude. Listen, Jono, I am Arab. Do you know who invented math? Stank, tell this man who invented math. No joke. Real history lesson here. Again, who invented math, Stank?
1 camel, 2 camel. You know the answer to that question.
The Arabs invented math, all right? And I'm telling you right now that 1 times 2 is absolutely 2.
Yeah.
And that means that 2 is
Do you have an
twice
abacus
as
at your
much as
house
1.
right now, Sammer? Do you have an abacus?
All right.
We have it at the house, but not here.
Apparently logic does not exist because you guys are so focused on.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I don't want you to be embarrassed. You need to drop this.
Hold on.
Right now. You need to drop this right now.
Is calling in. I got Poppy Latte calling in. Poppy, you're on with the Loose Cannons and Jono Barnes. And
I got some personal shit going on right now, but this motherfucker doesn't know how to do math.
There's no math.
It's simple math.
It's simple math. Yeah.
I could not. I had to call. I I didn't want to call.
I am glad at the confirmation that this is the dumbest fan base. This is the dumbest fan base.
It's twice as much.
Are you serious right now? So, hey, Hans Pennyloaf says they invented the current numerical system that we use, but Arabics didn't invent math. First of all, Arabics is not a thing. Arabic is a language, and Arabics means literally nothing. That's an incorrect noun. And yes, we did invent math. Look it up. Anyway, my score prediction and my bold take.
Y'all fan base isn't it? I'm sure 95% are like, oh, you stupid. But even y'all don't even have to.
I don't know who that is. I don't know if Hans Pennyloaf is a Bucs fan or not. I have no idea.
Sure.
I think he's been
before, honestly, he probably ain't because y'all ain't got that many fans. But
no, we don't. But here you are on our podcast. Listen,
that's because y'all need me.
Hey,
y'all have Bucs
you're in my DMs begging me. In my DMs begging me. I don't like when guys slide in my DMs. You know the rules, but you still did it. And I'll be nice. I've allowed you to come on here and speak on my show. It's more than I even let Stank, and he's a co-host. Okay, listen. We
got a super chat from a Pelagic Computer that says poverty math franchise Professor Jono, and we also had a super chat earlier that I missed from Salty again. He said it was glorious to finally know how it feels to win a game. Jameis throws 3 interceptions. And I think he had a super chat earlier too that I missed. So many super chats. You got everybody excited. I don't know. I'm sorry, Salty. I missed the one from earlier.
How are you so bad with this? I'm going to let the math thing go because...
Yeah, I will too because...
No, you're wrong, dude. You're not even... No.
I mean,
this is an opinion. This is literally... It's literally...
the most irrational fan base in the world.
It's literally math.
I get it. I get why, but it's more of a like, okay, we have one. But going by this, so I mean, y'all are 3
2
times.
is twice as many.
Move on.
No shit. Nobody's arguing that. Nobody's arguing that. I'm saying if the two.
All right, John, we're done. We're done with the math. We're done with the math. Listen,
math is hard, bro. I agree. I'm sweating.
Y'all don't have a real right to feed off.
Sweating.
With the dumbest argument saying mathematics, guys, and okay, so if you do 2 times 1, then that's shut up.
But you got it wrong. So listen, I got to give my score prediction here because I think both of you guys are wrong about this low-scoring nonsense.
Oh.
There will be a low-scoring game on one side of the field, but the other side of the field, not so much. The Buccaneers have realized that they haven't been utilizing Chris Godwin. And as much as I hate to say it, Mike Evans versus Lattimore is going to be a good matchup. And Mike Evans, for the first time this season, will not be open on basically every single play. I had a little bit of a struggle against the Eagles as well, but that was mostly protection with Baker.
And in his hands.
Yeah, right. But he'll actually not be open all day long, and that will only open up opportunities for basically the forgotten man up to this point in the season, and Chris Godwin, who has had very, very good outings in New Orleans historically. So Chris Godwin ends up getting the better matchup against a guy who probably shouldn't be playing in the NFL as a corner. And listen, I don't see how Baker Mayfield doesn't have his best game as a Buck. I say 27-13 Bucks, and the Bucks do what they've been saying since the offseason, which is hold the team to 17 points or low or less, and we win the game. We have a good chance of winning. They'll hold a Jameis Winston-led offense that's struggling right now, struggling with the guy they consider their starter. Okay, they can't protect, giving up 11 sacks. They don't look very good on the offensive line. I don't think they're going to run the wall well, especially against a team that just got embarrassed by the Eagles' rushing attack. Again, they're going to take it a little bit to heart. They're going to come out and show some pride. Bucks 27, Saints 13, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jameis Winston is benched in the fourth quarter just to see what they got in. Do you guys even have that? No, he's suspended. I'm sorry.
Taysom.
Taysom.
They would not at any point put Taysom in. It would be.
You're right. I take that back only because I thought you guys had that other pretty boy that was still doing his thing. You know,
his time is coming. No, his time is coming.
Okay, his time is coming.
Look,
okay. Well, let me get my bold take. Let me get my bold take.
Oh, great. I'm sorry.
My bold take. Baker goes over 300, 2 touchdowns, very efficient, continues the trend in which he started week 1. Go ahead, Jono.
I expected both of those predictions and takes from you guys. The only thing I would really balk back at is that you said Godwin's going to be against a cornerback who shouldn't even be. Who are you talking about? Because Alontae Taylor is a fucking dog. Don't get it twisted. No, I'm not saying. Well, you know what? I got respect for Chris Godwin. I actually like Chris Godwin. He actually had a head of a quote about the Superdome. He's actually one of the few players of y'all that I like. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, he's going to get shut down by Alontae Taylor. All I'm saying is put some respect on Alontae Taylor's name.
That's the better matchup, regardless of who the wide receiver is.
Back in New Orleans, back in the Superdome, Trey Palmer's got something to prove.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, listen, I just don't expect Mike Evans to have a massive game because it's up and down.
He never
does.
does. What y'all talking
He
about?
wins.
That's
I mean,
that's not
he
a
has
mistake.
actually. He has
That's
actually.
good
He
game
actually
against
has.
us.
He's had actually with a guy named Fitzpatrick. He had a great game. He had a great game
Sure
in the
did.
playoffs against you guys in the most important matchup when your guy couldn't shut him down.
No, he did. He had a pitch and catch at that point when Drew Brees was giving you guys field position. That's not a great
Pitch
game.
and catch.
That's not a great game. I give Mike Evans this an amazing catch and
Lattimore.
go up and get a type guy, but don't say he had a great game.
Lattimore couldn't stop a pitch and catch. Apparently, you said it, not me.
That's okay. That's cornerback logic. A lot of cornerbacks would give. I mean, Mike, I'm not going to diss the guy and act like that he's not a great throw it up.
He's a dog.
On the
Just
red
say it.
zone, yes.
He's
but
a
don't
dog.
think he had a great
No,
game. Y'all
he's-
always had a shitty
he's
game,
a
actually.
dog.
But Tom Brady,
Dog.
being the great quarterback he is, he took advantage of Drew Brees' miscues. But don't say Mike Evans had a great game in the playoffs because he did.
Stank, listen, if I told you that we were going to have a shitty game on offense and we were going to score 30 points, would you take that shitty game on offense?
Yeah. I mean, defense
Okay,
can
I would
also
too.
score points.
All
Our,
right.
our defense is known for scoring points. So
Our show's gone a little bit longer than it should, so now we're going to go to the most important and probably the funnest part of this show, which is a new segment we like to call Historical Facts with Stank.
wait, no, and it's Stank and Jono. We both had
Stank and Jono.
Listen,
Go ahead.
This,
My
this
bad.
has been a long show. I told we're supposed to have 10 facts each. I think we should just pick our favorite 3 facts. What do you think, Jono?
I'm good with that because I want to just give a preface and say that Stank hit me up about this hours before the show. So I know what's set up when I
did.
see it. He's probably been hopping on
It's
this
not
like
set up,
past-
bro. I was literally like
Month.
cramming before the show. So you,
Jono, listen.
yeah,
Listen,
you-
Stank
you're
doesn't
giving me
prepare
way
for
too much
anything.
You're right.
credit,
You're right.
bro.
I'm giving Stank too much credit.
Way-
He doesn't prepare
too much
for
credit.
anything.
I
We
will
don't even
start off
prepare
with
for
this
this
banger,
show.
though. I will start with the banger. Did you guys know that the people of Louisiana and just about
Wait. You didn't even set up what you're doing. I said historical facts with
this
Stank
is a
and
historical
Jono.
fact, and this one is about the great state of Louisiana, New Orleans in particular. Did you know that the people of Louisiana and New Orleans ingest about 400 tons of crawfish, crawdaddies, crayfish, however you want to say it, a year?
That's
right?
a good thing.
And they don't typically clean it, and it's like a shrimp. So technically, each one is full of shit. Okay, so they
don't take that
those
black thing out?
No, they don't. They just cook it and suck it and suck the head and ingest all the poop into their bodies. So that may explain part of why New Orleans smells like shit.
That's called real food. I know you guys are not used to that in Tampa because y'all can only boast Cuban sandwiches apparently. So I don't think that's the shot at us.
You got something against Cuban food?
Jono.
Thought it was.
Listen,
I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying we actually are the food capital.
Jono,
of the world.
I employ 3 private chefs at my house. Don't you tell me anything about food, okay?
Yeah, I thought it was a castle, not a house. So look,
Thank you.
and another
Thank you for
preface is that Stank didn't tell me this was like a historical thing. He just said put 10 reasons why I hate Tampa or whatnot. So I'm not. I didn't do no damn research.
Well, I didn't give you proper instructions.
One that matches the historical fact aspect of it, though, and that is that in all-time Saints versus Buccaneers matchups, including the playoffs, the Saints lead the series 39 to 24, which is why I understand why you guys hate us so much.
Jesus, bro, you know that is like the most. I know that fact.
Do that, Matt, guys. Do that.
I knew that fact in my sleep because
24.
every single time I tweet something about the Saints, that's the response.
That you guys beat us for a long time over some other historic,
Yeah.
And mind you,
But hey,
because
I want to say something about crawfish.
do that
Stank.
to us.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
anymore because we tied it last season. The Falcons fans used to do that to us. But if you say you want historical data, I'm just giving you historical data. You guys seem to have a hold on.
Everybody in the chat room likes crawfish, by the
Only
way.
Matt that
I was gonna say, Stank.
Yeah.
5-point lead. So
I'm a crawfish fan,
I think it's disgusting.
but I've also never had it uncleaned, so I'm eating it the proper way.
Yeah,
And
you don't
I've never eaten
like the
food
poop
in New
juice.
Orleans.
You don't like that poop juice?
No. Now, please give us your second historical fact. of
Second
New Orleans.
historical fact. Well, New Orleans is just a proud city, right? We know that. They've got
right.
lots of culture.
it's shit more than a game.
Incredible history, right? Some of it is dark and disgusting. And out of that was born just an incredible amount of culture. The birthplace of jazz, right? The birthplace of Cajun food and
Popeye's
Creole.
fried chicken.
Yeah, Popeye's fried chicken. Amazing, red beans and rice. Just food and music. They're known for that shit, right? And they claim that and they own it. But one thing that they don't own is Mardi Gras. Believe it or not, Mardi Gras started in Mobile, Alabama, not New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, so they stole it and they claim it as their own, and that's a bold-faced lie.
Wow. Not only do LSU fans hate Alabama, but now they're stealing from them?
Yeah, they stole Mardi Gras from the Alabamans.
I thank you so much for that fact, Stanky.
Yeah.
I just learned something. I didn't know that. I just learned something. I'm pretty sure Jono didn't learn something because he knows that his state
Look it up.
and his
Google
city
it.
Is
You
a
think
thief.
I'm lying? It's true.
All right, Jono, your
Y'all should
fact
go to,
about the Bucs and Saints or something?
Y'all should go to Mobile, Alabama for Mardi Gras if they started it. Look, so I don't really have technically any more historical facts, but I will. This is a good segue for me because we're talking about things that our cities are claiming, okay? So you guys claim, your fan base claims Tom Brady, which is a joke because, see, unlike the other great quarterbacks who played on two teams, at least the Denver Broncos can be like, okay, we had Peyton Manning for a few years. He won us a Super Bowl, but we still got John Elway to fall back on. At least the Chiefs can be like, okay, we had Joe Montana for a few years, but now we got Patrick Mahomes to fall back on. Hell, even the New York Jets, they had Aaron Rodgers for 3 plays, but you know what? No matter what he did, they could be like, we got Joe Namath to fall back on. You guys are claiming Tom Brady when 98% of the rest of the world knows that he will always and forever be known as a New England Patriot. You guys won a pandemic Super Bowl with him that nobody shit about right now, to be honest, but definitely not in the next decade.
When did he play for the Patriots?
When did he play for the Patriots?
So it's funny that you talk about claiming Mardi Gras because you guys claim a quarterback that everybody knows is a New England quarterback. So,
Everyone knows he never played for New Orleans or New England. Sorry.
That's
and
a lie.
second, are you gonna sit here right now and disrespect Brad Johnson?
He did.
Because
Buccaneer
Brad
losing
Johnson was
legend.
on your show last week, I'm going to show him.
No. Brad Johnson, no. First of all, he's a good friend of mine, so watch yourself. 2, he won our first Super Bowl, and now you're telling me we don't have a Super Bowl to fall. I know it's very hard for you to understand that 2 is more than 1. We already went through that, right? But I can safely say that Tom Brady is a Buccaneer and was a Buccaneer and will always be a Buccaneer, never play for another team or franchise. And I can still also say if we didn't have that, we could fall back on Brad Johnson. I can also say we could fall back on Doug Williams. I mean, I can't believe that you just disrespected our most recent guest.
Next.
Okay. I have some good one. I don't know. Should I? Do you know, you guys, the New Orleans fired a dog? They had a dog mascot. Okay, that one's stupid. Why did y'all fire your dog mascot? Anyways,
this is such a terrible
the last one I'm gonna go with.
This is so bad.
The last one I'm gonna go with is
dogs die, so usually you don't want a dead corpse, a corpse.
Yeah.
My
guess.
You fired a dead guy? He got fired and he was dead.
Yeah. I recently gave the New Orleans fan base a lot of love and a lot of credit for being passionate and showing up to their team's games. But in reality, they're just front runners. They've been good for a couple years, and they're showing up because they used to have a basketball team called the New Orleans Jazz, and they just left New Orleans, right? They went to Utah, where they don't even play jazz music in Utah. They got their basketball team taken away. They don't
play music at all in Utah.
They nearly got their football team taken away by San Antonio. Do you guys know that? It was almost the San Antonio Saints. But thankfully, Drew Brees and Sean Payton, thankfully for you guys, Drew Brees and Sean Payton came in and they took advantage of the rules and they won a Super Bowl. And now you guys are known as this quality fan base.
That was a personal shot. I don't appreciate that at all. Always remember, and if there's anything that you two and your stupid ass fan base will come away from this podcast, is that down here, this shit more than a game. And maybe if you guys actually followed that methodology for a little bit, you'll actually have a stadium for the fans, not front runners. Not Tampa Bay is the retirement capital of the world. You know why Tampa Bay? This is my thing. I want
to hear this. I want to hear this. Why do people come to Tampa to retire?
Capital of the world, because people, when they want to retire, what do they want to do? They don't want to do nothing, and that's what Tampa Bay offers. Absolutely nothing. You're not Orlando. You're not Miami. You're a city full of nothing. No culture.
Orlando.
You guys hype up pirates. I gotta go
Jono, have you been to Orlando?
Y'all don't even do pirates better than Orlando.
Orlando is
guys
terrible.
And that is why to Tampa.
Nobody in Florida likes Orlando.
You say, "Oh, Jonathan, you might never come to Tampa." Actually, I might. I might retire down there because I want to go to a place where I have to do absolutely nothing, and that is what your city offers. I like my city. Y'all talk about, oh, we stink. Oh, what are the things that we do? Oh, the smell is right there. Tampa will never, ever be significantly culturally relevant like the city of New Orleans. When people mention a great city in the United States of America, they never mention Tampa. You guys are dirt in your own damn
You're wrong
state.
about that.
You're dead wrong.
I think Jacksonville might have jumped you guys by now. You guys will never, ever.
Have you ever been to Jacksonville?
Have you ever been to Jacksonville?
If you've ever been to Jacksonville, you wouldn't say that.
Have you ever been to Jacksonville?
Always remember, you guys will never be the city of New Orleans. And you know why? Because down here, it's shit more than a game, unlike in Tampa.
Drop the mic. Drop it.
Yeah, drop that mic.
Drop it.
Wow.
Because Stone Cold said so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow. I don't even know what you said there.
I just know, bro, John knows my friend. He likes Stone Cold.
Why do you think Orlando... You think anybody here likes Orlando?
Nobody likes Orlando.
Nobody likes Orlando, dude. Nobody.
Tourists only like maybe.
That's the point. Like, I'm sure you guys don't like a lot of cities. Nobody cares about you guys.
I'm saying no. Nobody likes Orlando.
Oh no, people like Orlando. Y'all wish.
Have you been to Orlando?
Y'all wish y'all were as relevant.
Have you been to Orlando?
I have been to Orlando many times. Who doesn't go to Orlando and kissing me for Disney World and all the surrounding areas? Do not ever flatter yourself and think that
Orlando ain't shit.
Orlando ain't shit.
Orlando ain't shit, dude. There's nothing.
Floridians are not down with Orlando. Just that's a little fun fact for you to put in your pocket.
Nobody cares about what Floridians think. So okay.
But yeah,
Floridians.
Thanks for that information.
Listen, Jono. Why don't you tell people where they can find your boring content and what you do on Twitter and all that nonsense?
If your fan base,
I'm just kidding, dude. No one gives a fuck. Come on. What are we talking about here?
If you guys want actual
Bucs podcast, bro.
Bucs fans, you can follow me at actual relevancy and good football analysis and entertainment at Jono Barnes. Or you can go and buy a real shirt, unlike the piece of crap shirts that they send you.
You gotta stand up. You gotta stand up. Show it.
You gotta stand up.
You gotta stand up. Show it. Stand up.
No one can see it.
I don't need to stand up anymore. No one
can see it.
This shit more than a game. They can go on www.thisshitmorethanagame.com and buy a real shirt.
Are you trying to sell us pillows on that website? Is that what's going on right now?
I need a new pillow.
Yeah, do you sell pillows on that website?
I'm not gonna lie. The way our two teams playing, they put me both to sleep. I should sell some pillows.
Hear me out. You ready? This shit is more than a pillow. This shit is more than a pillow. It's an amazing idea.
This shit is more than a pillow.
It's more than a pillow. You could sell pillows because you put people to sleep. I like it, Sammer.
You know what I like?
I think it's phenomenal. I think it's a great idea. I think we're onto something here.
I like this too. This shit more than a victory Sunday.
This pillow more than a game. This pillow more than a game.
I want to pillow more than a game.
More than a game.
I want to get this on record before we finish tonight. Me and Stank actually made a bet this season. If the Saints sweep, because we play each other twice. If we sweep, y'all,
gotta be a sweep.
Stank will get on this show and wear this shirt, okay?
I will.
I'll stand up for that. Stank will let the world know this shit more than a game.
And he's got to wear a fuck the Saints shirt.
If the Bucs win, I will wear whatever ugly shirt.
If we sweep you, which we will, you're going to get a custom fuck the Saints shirt with my little mullet face on it.
If we split, then it's a wash, and maybe we'll carry it over to next season.
Jono, I'm going to need you to walk down the streets there with that shirt on, and I want video evidence.
All right? Y'all not going to sweep.
That wasn't part of the deal, but I like it. I
want it at 9 p.m. on a Saturday night. All right, that's what I want.
I think you should wear it to the next Saints game.
We need to agree to that, but don't worry. Y'all not gonna sweep us, so.
Jono, in all seriousness, okay, because I don't hate you as a human being, right? I just hate your franchise, and I think you're terrible.
I like you as a human being, actually.
Yeah. So I will say this: if you would like, we will welcome you to Tampa Bay and Raymond James Stadium. Come for a weekend. Come to the game. All right, and we'll show you Tampa and let you judge for yourself if Tampa has culture and food and all of the things that you're telling me that New Orleans has, which we didn't even argue they don't have, because they do. All right, we'll allow you to come here and see that, in fact, we do have all those things that you're listing, and maybe a little bit more.
A lot of old people, but yeah, we have culture.
I will take you up on that. It won't be this season because the game falls on New Year's Eve, unfortunately, this year. And I already have plans because my city actually has life on New Year's Eve. And I'm also going to Houston and Minnesota for my road games this year. But
you've never done New Orleans or you never done New Year's Eve like you have on a boat, buddy.
Let me tell you. No, you know what? Let me tell you. I would love to come to Tampa, and I do think it's going to happen eventually. I think that
they have boats in New Orleans, bro. They have the little paddle boats.
I think it's
written. What are those things called? Those steamboats?
We got a lot of Carnival cruise ships. Put some respect on our rivers. I do think it's written in the stars that it's going to be 1 year where Jono Barnes joins the Loose Cannons for a game. It's going to make great content, if anything else. So I will not only be there, but I will document everything. It's going to be a hell of a time.
I'm going to tell you ahead of time that before every home game, we do a goat sacrifice in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucs
in honor of Tom Brady retiring.
In honor of Tom Brady, we do a goat sacrifice in the middle of the field pregame around 4 o'clock if the game's an 8 o'clock game. Yeah, so it's about 4 hours before. So if you are coming and you're going to join us, then you're going to have to be, you're going to have to participate. You're going to have to hold one of the goat's legs down. I hope you're cool with that.
I expect nothing else from your fan base. So
my fan base, wow, you're taking a shot at my Arab culture right now. You know that, right?
This shit more than the game.
Wow, this shit more than a pillow. Hey, good luck and have fun watching James Winston there, buddy.
Good luck to you, friend. I hope your football team doesn't disappoint you too much.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.